What's good, y'all boys? We're back again with another video. Make sure before we get into the video, please do me a favor. Please do me a favor. I know y'all be watching. Y'all be tuning in for real. Y'all be sharing. Keep doing that for me, please. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Because YouTube don't like what we be talking about. YouTube does not want me spreading these messages to y'all. The truth. The truth. They don't want us to enlighten ourselves. They don't want us to be aware, okay? So I need y'all to help me, help you, help me, help the world. Do all that. Share, like, subscribe, notification bell. Because they don't want y'all to see this, man. They don't want y'all to see. What we are reacting to today, what we are watching today, is Andrew Tate. It's a clip, a snippet. Andrew Tate defending himself against Piers Morgan, a more conservative-ish talking news anchor type of person from the UK or whatever. R.I.P. the Queen, huh? And, well, we gonna see how this goes. I would have thought that Piers Morgan would have been on his side, but I don't know.
Andrew Tate's the most famous man you've probably never heard of, but the chances are your children will have. Videos of Tate have been viewed billions of times online. He's built an enormous following of mostly young men, and his often scandalous views about women that have made him notorious across the world. Views like this.
So I think my sister is her husband's property, yes. When a bride is walking down the aisle to marry the groom, the father walks next to her and gives her away. True or false?
Tate's opinions on mental illness are equally controversial.
Well, that's more of like a that's more like a biblical type of old-fashioned thinking. You know what I mean? So I can see why people got mad about that, because he's saying his property, their property. No, it's a person. You know what I'm saying? It don't belong to nobody. But at the same time, in a marriage, y'all kind of both belong to each other. So, what he's saying isn't all the way wrong. It's just how you say it and how it can be construed. You know what I'm saying? Tell me I'm wrong. In a marriage, don't both of y'all belong to each other?
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression, because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them.
Well, there's some every mate.
I mean, that really wasn't that bad. I mean, he's just saying don't give the depression the power. I mean, it's not that easy, of course, because, you know, depression is a mental illness, and some people have it worse than others, but I mean, he's kind of just advocating for you to fight through it. You know what I mean? What's so wrong? What's so bad about that? Fight through the depression. I be depressed all the time. I've been in a state of depression since like the summer of 2020. This shit is not easy. As you can see from my upload schedule or lack of upload frequency on my YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I'm in a state of mania right now. Who knows? Manic. Whatever.
Major social media platform banned Tate amid a global backlash and concerns about his influence on the young people who watch him. But copies of his videos are still shared millions of times every day. This show is called Uncensored. One of the challenges views directly, so he flew from Romania to sit here in this studio, and the full explosive interview airs later this
week. What does they got going on? Wasn't Jordan Peterson just on this nigga show?
This week. Here's a bit of what's to come. Do you respect women?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
Do you think that 18, 19-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-old women?
I think there's attractive people. That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Well, it's not really, is it?
I can't.
You know why I'm asking you?
Of course I do, but I can't sit here and
say. For the
say.
benefit of viewers who don't know why I'm asking, you said this. In general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right effing now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. People say, oh, you can't say that, but yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive.
That's true. I mean, that's true. That's true. That's how generally men will think, you know what I'm saying? Because if we're looking for a mate, right, or in general, we will likely want somebody that ain't been with a lot of other dudes. Simple as that. Oh my gosh, shocking horror. What the fuck?
Than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up. That is misogyny.
Why?
Because you
Why is that misogyny? Because he wanted a woman with less baggage? What the fuck? Piers Morgan, I'm surprised at this.
are encouraging a mindset about 25-year-old women that makes them sound out to be infinitely less desirable than 18, 19-year-olds, and having effectively been having too much sex to be taken in a more respectful way.
That would, well, firstly, even if that was the case, that wouldn't be misogyny.
Well, what did you mean by what you said?
That's not misogyny because it's not anti-women. I'm saying that an 18 or a 19-year-old woman would be more desirable.
Pretty anti-25-year-old woman.
Anti-25-year-old women we can argue, but not misogyny.
Well, that's misogyny then, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, being anti any woman at all is misogyny.
Not when I'm saying that women are beautiful and attractive at a certain age and saying the age
You're
is
saying
different.
18, 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25.
Well, then ageist perhaps, but misogynistic absolutely
Is that
not.
but you just accepted it was misogyny.
No, I didn't. You
No,
said
he
it was
didn't.
not
Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate this nigga, bro. What the fuck? Yo. What the fuck? Listen. And when I say this, listen carefully. Piers Morgan is the type of white person I hate. Oh my gosh. Do you see how these motherfuckers argue? They talk fast to try to trip you up and they put words in your mouth. Oh my gosh, I hate these niggas, bro. Oh shit.
beautiful and attractive at a certain age and saying the age
You're
is
saying
different.
18, 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25.
Well, then ageist perhaps, but misogynistic absolutely
Is that
not.
what but you just accepted it was misogyny?
No, I didn't. You said it was misogyny. I'm telling you, no, it's not.
But if a 26-year-old woman is watching this and has heard those comments,
Yeah.
would you just say to her, look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, I won't. I will say that I am sorry that that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world.
That doesn't mean you're sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. That's the point I'm making. I'm sorry if that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world that believe that.
And look how he keep interrupting him too, bro. I think he probably seen that there's a lot of hate on him, Andrew Tate. So he probably seen, let me bring him on the show, try to trip him up, and go viral, and make him look like a fool, and get some views on me. Because people don't talk about me. They talk about him. Okay.
I was mediating for a conversation.
Parts of the world that believe that about 26-year-old women are parts of the world where women are not allowed out on their own.
That's a conversation.
They have to wear full burqas.
Well, that's a conversation.
They're not
to
allowed
have.
to drive cars.
That's nothing to do with me.
But is that the kind of world for a woman that you
I was mediating.
applaud?
I was mediating a conversation.
No, I'm asking you what you think.
I don't live in a country where that happens.
You're using that as the excuse for why you're not sorry for saying it.
It's not an
Is that there are
excuse.
parts of the world where this is fine.
My
So
friend.
my question to you is, well, do you think it's fine?
I don't think it's fine. I live in a world where
You don't think it's fine?
the reason
This isn't that hard, Andrew. You can simply say,
Look, he's trying to put words in the mouth so hard. He's not falling for it to get mad, bro.
hey,
Shit.
Piers, you know what? With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I hadn't said it like that. And if a 26-year-old woman's watching, I'm sorry I said that, because that actually is blatantly misogynist. And even though that's a view held by other parts of the world, it's not a view I share.
Why look like he wrote the shit down already?
Now, I would respect you more if you said that
Yeah.
than if you try and say, well, it's said in other parts of the world, so I'm not sorry.
I think
That doesn't tell me what you think.
then you need to understand why my content existed in the first place. My content existed because I tried my very hardest to be an absolute and utter realist, especially with uncomfortable truths. I was pointing out that very uncomfortable
Is that a truth?
It's an uncomfortable truth in many parts of the world. It's not a truth that I'm happy about.
An inquest this week found that a 14-year-old girl, Molly Russell, died from an act of self-harm while suffering from depression and the negative effects of online content. The coroner said she was exposed to material that may have influenced her in a negative way, and in addition, what started as depression had become a much more serious depressive illness, and she very sadly took her life.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Right. Her father,
That's terrible.
Her father's campaign for better protections against potentially dangerous social media algorithms, right? It says that the particularly graphic content she saw romanticized acts of self-harm, normalized her condition, and focused on a limited and irrational view without any counterbalance of normality.
What does that have to do with Andrew Tate? What the fuck?
First of all, what is your response to that? Nothing to do with you. I'm just asking what your response
that's the first thing. Yeah, it is nothing to do with me. The fact that a 14-year-old girl took her life is truly sad. The world we live in today is the world we live in. The fact that something like that happened is almost mind-blowing to me. That's truly sad. I actually feel sad inside to see something like that.
What has come clear to me in the interview is that a lot of things you say you wouldn't say now that you've said before.
But I'd say them differently, perhaps.
Yeah, right. So to me, that's an acceptance. Not just that you want to get back on platforms, because maybe that was one of the reasons you were no platform, but that you've recognized and understood the potential harm to the wrong kind of impressionable mind by some of the things you've said. Would that be fair?
I think that's 80% fair. I recognize and understand that with massive fame, you have to be more careful about being misconstrued. Like I said earlier, 1% of people misunderstanding you doesn't matter with a small audience. It matters with a very large audience. With power comes responsibility. I still believe...
Word to Spider-Man. Great power and great responsibility.
The things I say. I do not want to be a negative force for the world. I also understand that I am a man who's lived a very difficult, nuanced life, and I am capable of making nuanced points that may be misunderstood by teenagers. However, that can be said about anybody and everything. Every opinion online can be misunderstood by children.
By children and grown-ass adults, too, that purposely trying to misunderstand you.
Trying to protect children from the internet is a very interesting subject in and of itself, because I would argue that 80% of the content on the internet can be negative or detrimental to a young mind who doesn't understand the world.
Yeah. I wonder where the full one's going to be at. Hold on. Where's the full one going to be at? Anyways, I really dislike Piers Morgan. I didn't like him before. I don't remember why. I seen something. I didn't like how he was acting. But this definitely didn't make me like him any, you know what I'm saying? Piers is the type of person to think that he won an argument because he didn't allow the other person to speak. Imagine a 35-year-old having more respect and more of an open mind than a 57-year-old. Tate literally made Piers look like a 12-y because he was so calm and collected while debating his opinions. Yeah, terrible interview. Dislike. Jeez, it's already almost 500,000. When did that come out? The 4th? That shit came out yesterday. Oh, well, literally 2 hours ago. Because it's 1:30 in the morning. Overall, Andrew Tate, that's a dub for Andrew. You know what I'm saying? I never was a super big fan of Andrew Tate. I never really watched too much of his I never sat and watched a bunch of his content. But I would see clips and shit. And like, yeah, I'll see him say stuff that I agree with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what it is. Banning him was crazy. They just banned Sneeko too, like yesterday. I guess I probably should make a whole video on that, huh? Yeah, it's really insane. And Piers Morgan really just probably saw this as an easy hit. You know what I'm saying? Get some easy views, easy clicks, whether he made Andrew Tate trip himself up or not. It's still gonna be easy clicks. Where I just gave him a view just now. You know what I'm saying? But definitely didn't gain any respect in my book at all. Matter of fact, respect was already down here. Now it's already down there. Like, y'all can't even see it. That's how low it is. But yeah, overall, another dub for Andrew Tate. Tate gang. It's tough. Look what they try to do to you when they don't like you, bro. When you tell men to be better for themselves and for the world around them, this is what they do to you. Isn't that shit crazy? That's really crazy, bro. They ban you, they slander you, they censor you, they try to get you arrested. They want you to die. First of all, they want you to die. Damn. Thanks for tuning in once again. The grind is not gonna stop. We on to big things. You know what I'm saying? I got something very interesting coming up pretty soon, like this week. Maybe it's still kind of iffy, but y'all know, y'all will know when it's time. But stay safe out there. Keep being great.